So how are you doing? How are you?
I'm okay. I just feel a little out of it.
Really? How so?
Well, I've just been waking up extremely tired, and that makes it super hard to just get my day started.
It's the worst. I hate waking up out of it because then you can't get anything done. You're lethargic.
Yeah.
So how long has that been happening for?
Probably around the holidays, but I've really just recently realized it's still going on.
Really?
Yeah.
So what brings you here today?
Well, so I went to my doctor to get that checked out, and then they told me to get my blood taken because they want to see if I had any deficiencies. So I just got the lab results back, and I'm iron, calcium, and vitamin D deficient.
Okay. Well, fortunately, that's all completely treatable, and I'm glad that you came to me. Um, it's just about learning what you're consuming and what you need more of that'll really help you feel better. So let's just start with your average day. What are things that you typically eat in a day?
Well, I'm vegetarian,
Okay.
so I don't eat meat or fish. I also don't really care for dairy.
Okay.
But I do like eggs, so I'll have
Okay.
hard-boiled eggs. I also love fruit smoothies,
Me too.
steamed vegetables, rice, oatmeal,
Okay.
cereal.
Okay, great. So, of the foods that you like to eat, what are some foods that you know that contain iron?
I mean, I know iron's mostly in meats, and I don't eat meat. And then other than that, I don't really know.
Right. Well, it definitely is a meat, and being a vegetarian can make it hard to get enough iron in your diet.
Mhm.
But fortunately, there are other foods that aren't meat sources that do contain iron.
Okay.
So if you're unsure of which foods there are, I printed out a handout for you. These are non-meat sources that have iron.
Okay.
So taking a look at the list, what are some foods that you like to eat or that you would eat?
Um, I do like spinach. I put it in my salads, and I try to mix it into my smoothies.
That's great. Dark, leafy green vegetables are a wonderful source of iron. The only difference between that and protein foods is that it's not heme iron, which just means it's a little bit harder to get absorbed. So there are ways that you can enhance the absorption, and one way is eating vitamin C with your iron source. So do you know what kinds of foods that you eat that contain vitamin C?
I love fruit, like strawberries, tangerines, oranges. I put them in my smoothies, and I try to put them in my salads too.
Great. Yeah, so these are great ways that you can just enhance the absorption of iron.
Okay.
So what are some other things on this list that you would try or that you like?
Um, I've never had chia seeds, but I know so many people put them in their smoothies.
Right. I use them all the time. I love them because they're small, they're tasteless, they can be put in anything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and they're great for smoothies. You barely even taste them.
Okay.
And they stay intact, which is great.
Cool.
So, besides a chia, how about mushrooms? Do you like mushrooms? Have you tried them before?
I like cooked mushrooms, but I don't really cook that much for myself. But I mean, I could definitely go to the store and get some and try.
Wonderful. So, just give it a try, see how you like it, and then you can work from there.
Okay.
So, what is one goal that you think you can make for yourself to get more iron in your day?
I could definitely add more dark green vegetables, and chia seeds to my smoothies.
Perfect. How often would you have this kind of smoothie?
I could definitely make that 3 times a week.
Okay. 3 times a week for breakfast, throughout the day?
Yeah.
Okay, that works. And then what's another goal that you can set for yourself for iron?
The mushrooms, I could totally make those for lunch or for dinner.
Okay, perfect. Like I said before, see how you like it, and we'll work from there.
Yeah.
You can increase it, eat less of it, and we'll figure out some things.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
So now besides iron, let's talk about calcium. Do you know what kinds of foods contain calcium?
I know it's in dairy, again, another problem. And then I'm not really positive what else.
What kinds of dairy foods do you enjoy eating?
I I will put some skim milk in my coffee,
Okay.
and in my cereal too.
Okay. So some skim milk. Do you ever look at nutrition labels?
Basically never.
Never. Okay, well, I printed one out for you, and this is for whole milk, not skim milk, but
Okay.
it's just to give you an idea of what to look at
Okay.
when you're reading a nutrition label. So the first thing that you need to look at is the serving size.
Okay.
So based on this, can you tell me what the serving size is?
1 cup.
Exactly. And then can you tell me where you can find how much calcium is in 1 cup?
It says 30%, but I don't really know what that means.
So the 30% is telling you that if you were to consume, that's 30% of your recommended daily allowance.
Okay.
So if they're asking you to consume 100% calcium throughout the day, this 1 cup is giving you 30%
Okay.
of your day's worth.
Okay.
Okay, so it shows you the percentage of the RDA, and it just gives you an idea of how much you need.
Okay, that sounds easy enough. I just don't really know how much milk I'm drinking a day.
Okay, yeah, that can be tough.
Yeah.
So what I have here are some measuring cups, and if you take a look, this is 1 cup.
Okay.
I don't know if you have these at home, but if you don't, you should go out and grab some, and then take the time to measure out the milk that you're drinking throughout the day, just so that you have a better idea of how much you're getting. And then you can work on increasing it if you want to have more milk in your diet. If not, there are other ways that you can get calcium in your diet.
Okay.
And this is a list of non-dairy foods that contain calcium. So if you take a look at this list, what are some foods that you enjoy or that you would incorporate more of?
I love almonds, for sure. I do like beans a lot too. I could probably use more of them though.
Okay, so based on that, what is one goal that you can set for yourself? Based on the nutrition label and the non-dairy sources of calcium.
Well, I can definitely go out and get some measuring cups and measure my milk, make sure I'm getting the correct amount.
Okay.
And incorporating beans into like dinner shouldn't be hard at all.
Okay, so how many times a week do you think that you'll try to incorporate beans into dinner?
I could probably 2 or 3 times.
Okay, perfect. So once you get adjusted to that and see what you like and you don't like, try out some different things on this list. You can take this home with you
Okay.
and come back, and then we'll readjust it and see what else you can try.
Okay.
So besides calcium, let's talk about vitamin D.
Yeah.
What do you know about vitamin D?
The sun. That's all I know.
It definitely comes from the sun, but we're not fortunate enough to have the sun all year round. So
Yeah.
during the winter months, a lot of people have lower levels or even deficiencies. So there are other ways to get vitamin D. Some sources are dairy and meat, which I know is kind of tough. But there are some other sources like that you can find here, like cereal and eggs, that also contain vitamin D.
Okay.
So you can see in this cup of fortified cereal how much vitamin D there is.
Okay.
And that's the equivalent to 1 egg yolk.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea what you're having for breakfast, if you want to have eggs for breakfast, make sure that they're not egg whites.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're having cereal for breakfast, try to round it up to a cup or a little bit more, just so that you're getting enough.
Okay.
And also, I don't know if you see here that it's a fortified cereal.
That's what I was gonna ask. I heard it, but I don't really know what that means.
Fortified?
Yeah.
Fortified means that it's a food that had vitamins in it,
Mhm.
but then was added more to it.
Okay.
So it's just giving you a boost. It's kind of like a supplement,
Okay.
but you're consuming it. So do you know what other types of fortified foods there are out there?
Not really. No.
Well, like milk, for example, is a fortified food. But besides that, orange juice
Okay.
is a fortified food, and so are plenty of cereals and grains. Just take a look at the box, see what it says on the label. Usually they have it front and center. They want you to know that it's fortified. So based on some of these recommendations, what is one thing that you can add to get more vitamin D?
Well, I can definitely make sure I have more eggs.
Okay.
And I'll just make sure I'm only buying cereal that says fortified, because I do
With
love
vitamin D.
cereal.
Yeah.
So
Great. Yeah, you did say you like cereal, so that's good.
It has to say fortified with vitamin D.
It'll tell you
Okay.
usually which vitamin it's fortified with.
Okay.
But so also for the eggs, how often will you be eating eggs? How many?
I mean, I could have eggs every morning, really.
So like how many days a week?
Probably 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay. Well, that's great. Egg yolk in particular contains a lot of cholesterol.
Oh.
So you can have as many eggs as you want as long as you spread it out.
Okay.
So based on that, how often do you think you'll have them?
So maybe like 3 to 4, like
Sounds
every other day.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. That sounds great. And then cereal, you'll have more of with
Yeah.
the skim milk.
Okay.
Okay, great. So you can work on that for this week. We'll schedule an appointment for 2 weeks from now, and then we'll see how you're doing and follow up from there.
Okay.
It was really great seeing you.
Thank you.